Hello and welcome to yet another twofold review. This time around we are hanging out with the Range Rover Big Body. I call it the Big Body because the bigger name that we know it for, which was the Vogue of previous years, has disappeared. It's now just known as the Range Rover. I just add the Big Body for emphasis because it's bigger than any other Range Rover in its line. But here, what we have is a 3-litre V6 diesel engine, good for about 258 kilowatts of power, and 0 to 100 comes in 6.1 seconds. Not bad for a big body, if you ask me. Now that we have the technicalities out of the way, I can tell you what today is all about. So I'll be reviewing this car, and as per norm, we'll be talking about the introduction, take you through the looks of the vehicle, what has changed, comparing this to outgoing models, and then we'll be talking about inside, infotainment, seating, all the nice stuff you can find, and then we go on the road, or we'll be driving it, and then we'll close it off in style. So stay tuned. If you're like me and you've been wondering what color this is, it's actually sunset gold, but the person behind the camera keeps referring to it as champagne. It actually does look like champagne, but it's sunset gold, they say, in a, I want to say matte, but Range Rover has the word for it, and it's not matte, but it looks nice regardless. But I'm going to take you through the front and the looks of the vehicle in its entirety. I know we've done a first look of this car when it first came into the country. Remember a few months ago when, they had an exclusive preview of which, of course, we bought you some stuff from there. This car is super clean. Again, just emphasizing on what we spoke about when we shot that first impressions of this vehicle. Super clean lines, much more modern, in line with the entire Range Rover line now what you can find on the market. Those daytime signature running lights are still there that Land Rover and Range Rover is known for. And then moving down, you find your sensors right underneath the bumper, and then just closing it off, some air vents to make sure that your engine is running smoothly and being cooled down efficiently. Then just moving on to the side, it's much more cleaner. Again, emphasizing on what we spoke about in that first impression video if you missed it, introducing those new handles that we've seen in the Velar models, in the Evoque models as well, and then just closing it off at the back with much more seamless and those hidden lights there that you only see when you're actually using your indicators and your brake lights. And that is the vehicle from a glance, just looking at it, and how clean and how smooth and how beautiful it looks. I've been getting a lot of stares driving this vehicle around for the past week or so. People asking me questions like, when did it come out? What is it even? So that's what you'll find when you're driving or you're in and around this vehicle. It's certainly impressive, I think. I can't stop staring at it. That's the only problem though. So instead of sitting in the front like we always do when we're doing these car reviews, I thought, let me take you to the back. It took me a while to say that, but I just want you to kind of like come with us into this journey and sit with us here, and let's pretend you're next to me. Now that you're next to me, I can thoroughly show you everything and take you through everything that's in this car. So when you're at the back of this specific model, what we have are just two, actually it's an entire row, and what you find is in the center, it's this console over here which can pretty much control everything from the passenger side here at the back. With this little screen over here, very good quality by the way, and super clear. You can control your seats, recline them, heat them, cool them, whatever you want. You can even open this up so it can have cup holders for your drinks that are unfortunately not warmed or cooled, and then control this multimedia screen here in front of you. You can also control the seats that are directly in front of you as well, with the exception for the driver's side one, where you can open up the foot rest over here, even play with the blinds on the side, or even up here where you can block out the sun and all of that. That's essentially what controls you have in this specific model. But there are other models which specifically have only 2 captain's chairs at the back here, or if you want and you have a larger family, you can have 7 seats where it's this entire row and 2 other seats at the back. I don't see why you would do that, but if you have a bigger family, then why not? This specification that we're in right now just feels right. And I know there are those that would want, you know, that flair of just having 2 captain's chairs with a fridge here in the center, if you're really living lavishly. But this model just works for me and it seems right. The screen in front, because it's the first edition of this model, it's a specification. It doesn't come with all the models. You have to spec it out to your desires or heart's want, however you want to put it. And then the finishes as well in the vehicle as well. As you can see here, there's some exposed wood finishes over here alongside the leather that really give it a nice touch. But you can spec it out however you want, maybe have some stainless steel finishes or more glossy woods if you really want to. And that's legit just the back of this car and how plush it is. Did I mention the seats that can actually massage you if you really want to? And before I forget, you actually get a nice pair of headsets in this car for this multimedia screen, just for the passenger. Good quality headsets as well, where you can actually listen to your favorite music, files, movies, whatever it is, without disturbing anyone else in the car, which really, you know, pays off for the 3 million rand price tag on this car. And that's that. And in the front, you're greeted with everything else that you would expect from a Range Rover. Super clear 13-inch Preview Pro infotainment screen in the center, as well as that 11-inch for your instrumentals in front of the steering wheel. And then that super wide wheel with all the haptic feedback controls for the driver. And yeah, that's pretty much that in this new Range Rover. I quite like it in the back here actually, as opposed to in the front. The motor is nice, but sharp. So if you've been wondering what the ride quality feels like in this car, actually it's the only thing that was missing from our first impressions video from a few months ago. It feels like you're on cloud 9. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're wafting around. And that's the quality that we've known these big body, Vokes from years ago, even till now. It still possesses the same ride quality when you're driving this vehicle. There's a little bit of body roll because, I mean, this is a big vehicle and, moving around quickly in tight corners obviously will have you, rolling with it a bit. But other than that, I'm very happy with this ride quality. There's not a lot. There's actually nothing to fault. And besides that, I think it needs a V8 engine. And I think that SVR model, whenever it chooses to come out in South Africa, will be the perfect engine that you can find in this vehicle. But besides, engine aside, just everything about this, looking at holistically, the experience in this car, it really is plush and something of luxury. I'm just talking about the build quality in the vehicle itself, when you're sitting, how you, find your comfort in a seat, to all the small stuff that you can experience in the vehicle. I was talking now, when we're filming this and behind the scenes, that there's a lot of moving parts in this vehicle, but they're there for a purpose and to just enrich your experience of this car. And that's what it's been like driving this vehicle. It has a lot of tech in it, and some I haven't explored even, but there is a lot of stuff that aid with your entire experience of the vehicle. And then there's the app beside it on its own, where as an owner you can link the vehicle and control certain features from afar, get it ready for you when you're about to leave, those kind of things that really enrich the experience as well. And that's all I think that I can say from the driving experience of this vehicle. But I'm very curious to know, what you think of it, of which we'll discuss towards the end of this video, and you can let us know as well your feedback on it. Geesh, believe it or not, that's actually it from our time with the Range Rover Big Body. It's been a quite luxurious and soft and everything else, that describes luxury in this car. Our time driving it and having it for the past week. But I've certainly enjoyed it, and I actually will be sad to see this car go, as with all other cars that I've really enjoyed on this channel. But I'm very curious to know what you think of this new Range Rover big body. Please do share your comments below, and share this wide with your family and friends as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the Twofold channel to be in the know when we drop new videos. For myself and Harmonics Behind the Lens, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, have a good one.